so I'm starting with 2 needles, and I have, I think, about 5 feet of thread on 2 needles. Now this one, when I initially did it, I used 1 needle, so this can be done with 1 needle. You just have to keep like doing that to your piece so it doesn't all pull on one side. And but I'm going to do it today for this tutorial with 2. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put on my cut button. So I'm going to do an 11-0, a crystal, an 11-0 on one, letting them drop, and then I'm going to pick up my little button like that. I picked up, whoops, an 11-0, a crystal, and 11-0, just to decorate that part of my button, and I let them, and I put in my needles through each of the hole of the, one needle through one hole and the other needle through the other hole. And then now I'm going to do on each needle 1, 2, 3 11-0s on one, and 1, 2, 3 11-0s on the other. And then now we're going to go straight into our project. Now I know that for my wrist, because I already made one, I need 24 PieDuos. So, and they're all going to go in the same direction. So we're going to pick up a PieDuo, nothing difficult, just like that. Just like that. And let it drop. So this is what we have. Now we have our first PieDuo on after those 3 11-0s. And from here, it's just going to be 11-0 on one, 11-0 on the other. Pick up your PieDuo like this. No crossing, just like that. So my needle on my left hand is going to go through the needle on the left side. My needle on the right hand is going to go through the hole of my PieDuo on the right side. So 1 and 1 again, 1 11-0, 1 11-0. Pick up a PieDuo. Now, of course, you want to make sure all your PieDuos are going in the same direction. I mean, unless you want a different look, but that is going to change the design. So this is what we got. This is our very first step. Super simple. You put your cut button, then 3 11-0s, your PieDuo, 1 11-0 on each needle, PieDuo, 1 11-0, PieDuo, and so forth. And I'm going to do this until I have 24 PieDuos on. And of course, they're all separated by an 11-0. So go ahead and do the length that you're going to need. And I'm using 24 for my wrist. So this bracelet will probably take anywhere from 24 to 27 PieDuos. So do the length you are going to need, and I will meet you back. Now to make this faster, I'm just going to take 1 needle for now, put the other one down. Coming out of a PieDuo, I'm going to do 11-0. Then I'm going to do PieDuo, and I'm going to make sure I'm going into this needle, because I have my needle on my, I'm using the needle that's on the right side. So I'm just going to make sure every PieDuo, well, actually it doesn't matter. But I'm picking them up all like this in the same direction, each separated with a 11-0. So if you wanted to go faster, just take 1 needle and put everything, I mean your 11-0s on your PieDuos on 1 needle and let them drop like that. And then I'm going to keep going until I have all 24, and then I will come back with my other needle and I will just put in an 11-0 going through this PieDuo, an 11-0 going through this one, and so forth. Okay, so I am done, and I have my 24 PieDuos separated by an 11-0, and I'm coming out of a PieDuo here. Now I'm going to pick up 2 needles on each one. Then I'm going to pick up one more, and I'm going to go through this third one, going in the same direction. I'm not crossing through it. Both my needles are going in the same direction. So we should have a little bit of a V. See how I have a V there? Okay, so now, and I'm just going to do with one needle for now because it's easier. I know that for my little button here, because I'm using a table cut button, I'm going to need 28 of my 11-ohs. So I'm going to pick up 28 with one needle. 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I need 8 more, and I will try it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I have my 28. And it should fit. Yeah. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my needle and go through all these 28, and then I'm going to come out through these 2 11-ohs here on my V. So I'll show you when I'm done. Again, I already put in one needle, and I'm coming out here after these 2, and then my other needle, I need to finish coming out of these 11-ohs in my loop. So I'm just going to finish up, and I did check my loop again, and it works. It's the right size. I can't see. Okay, so go through these and go through this middle one here and down these 2. So once you do that, your bracelet might pull on one side. Just keep doing this to it. And if you're doing this with one needle, you'll find it'll like it'll curve. Just keep doing that, okay? And that'll fix it. Okay, so I'm coming out of these 2 on each side right there. You see that? Now from here, we are going to add our 11-ohs, and I need to get, my 15-ohs. And I need to get my 15-ohs out. We are done with our 11-ohs. So here are my 15-ohs. Now here, we're going to start adding our little 15-ohs on the edges. This part is going to make your bracelet look very, very weird. It's going to look weird, and that's fine. It's all gonna get fixed nice and pretty. So we're going to, coming out of those 2, we're gonna pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 5 in this one, but I have threads showing, so I'm gonna do 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so coming out here on each needle, we are going to do, can't see, 6 on each needle right now for this first one. 1, 2, 3, and I already had 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I have 6 and 6, and I'm going to go through my 11-oh. We're not going to be going through our PieDuos. We're going to be adding beads to the outside of our bracelet. So we will be going through all of our 11-ohs in between our PieDuos. Okay, like that. So now since that was the beginning one, and we're gonna do that again when we get to the end, but for all of our PieDuos in between, from here on out, we're going to pick up 7 on each one. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there was a Delica. But I almost picked up by accident. Okay, coming out of this 11-0 here, I'm gonna go to this one, skipping my PieDuo. And then I'm gonna do that on this side as well. If you want, you can do 2 or 3 on each side and then do the other side and then so forth. And everything's gonna sit really wacky. That's totally fine because by the time we're done, it's all gonna look really stunning. So keep doing this. Do 7 on the outside, like I just showed you. When you get to the very last one, do 6. So I added all of my 15-0s to the outside of my PieDuos, and they look really weird, but that's okay because we are going to fix it. Not with this next step, but you know, we will get there. Okay, so now what I did, when I added my last grouping of 15-0s, which was here, and again, there should have been 6 on the outside here, you just take your needles, and again, this is on both sides, and you go up these 3 11-0s in through your button, in through these, and then out. In other words, the string on this side would have ended up on this side, and vice versa. And you need to sew down your PieDuo and then come out of that 11-0. So here I am coming out of my 11-0 in between my PieDuos. Now we're going to start adding our 2mm round crystals. So I'm coming out of my 11-0. I'm going to go up 2 of my 15-0s here, and I'm going to get this side in position to also to do the same thing. So I'm coming out of my 11-0, and I'm going to come out 2 of my 15-0s here. So I'm coming out there on both sides. Now you're going to pick up a 2mm bead. Yeah, pick up a 2mm bead, a round one. And I'm coming out of these 2 15-0s, right? On this side here. On this side here, right? I'm going to go across and I'm going to go through these 2 15-0s. The ones that are closest to that 11-0, all right? So do that and kind of help your little bead. And then go through that 11-0 again and go through my PieDuo, go through your PieDuo. And if you can catch that 11-0 again, that's next, go through it. From here, you're going to sew up 2 11-0s, and you're going to do that again. Coming out of these 2 11-0s after, let me get closer. Okay, coming out of these 2 11-0s after my, 15-0s after my 11-0, I'm going to pick up a 2mm round bead and then go directly across to these 2 11-0s here, to these 2 that are close to my 11-0. And I have to get really close because I can't see. It's hard to see. All right. So there we go. And pull and put that in place. So you're going to do that all the way down. Okay, this way it's not overwhelming. All the way down your bracelet, putting a 2mm crystal on each side just like that. So I'll do it one more time, and I'm going to do this side, picking up a 2mm bead. I'm already coming out of those 2 15-0s. I'm going to go through these across next to my 11-0 and pull, put my bead in there, help it along if you have to, and then go through your 11-0, through your PieDuo, and come out through your next 11-0 in line. All right, so pretty easy. If you have any problems, you can rewind the video, and but keep adding your 2 11-0s. I mean, one per side, all the way down, and then I'll show you what to do after that. So I already added all of my crystals to my bracelet, and it's looking better, but it's still not laying straight. See, you still have some funkiness to it. We are going to fix that, and we're going to make the little picots with our 15-0 seed beads on this next step. We're not going to be adding any beads. We're only going to make everything pretty. So once you added your last crystal, with one of my needles, you have to go through these 11-0s here. With one of my needles, I did reinforce my loop, and then I came out on the other side. With my other needle, I did go up the 2 11-0s here at the V, and then I just crossed and I went down through the other 11-0s on the other side. So once I did that, I came down to my 4th. Remember, on this first one, on the ends, we added 6 15-0s. I came down to my 4th on both sides. So I'm coming out of the 4th 11-0 on both sides, and I'm going to go through my crystal. Now from my crystal, here's where we're going to start making our little picots. I'm going to go through, okay, let me see if I can explain this right. Let me get a little bit closer to, okay, just to get a little bit closer. Okay, I'm coming out of my crystal here. I'm going to go through seed bead number 3. I'm going to skip, I'm going to go through number 3. I'm going to skip the next one. And then I'm going to go through the one after that one and through my next crystal. So that can make a little point there. See? Just like that. Now I'm going to do it again. Coming out of my crystal, I'm going to go through this 3rd one, skipping the 4th, and you might have to push it with your, going through this 3rd one, skipping that 4th one, and then I'm going to go through the 5th one. Okay, I'm probably in here like at a weird angle or something and I can't get it. Okay. Alright, fine. I'm going to go through that 3rd one, and then I'm going to skip that 5th one, that 4th one after it, and I'm going to go through this 5th one. And now I didn't lift the 4th one, but I'll just put my needle in there, and then I'll pull again, and there you go. And that will stay there. The little point will stay there. So I'm going to go through my crystal. I'm going to go through my 3rd 15-0 over here now again. And then I'm going through that 3rd one. I'm going to skip this 4th one, but I'm just going to kind of pick it up. And then I'm going to go through this 5th one. And I think my 4th one fell back, but that's fine. Before I finish pulling, I'll just pick it up. I'll just pick it up like that, and then I'll pull my thread. So that made my little picot. Now I'm going to go through my crystal, and I'm going to keep doing this on both sides. So see how that made these cute little picots here? And that is going to straighten up all of this little warpness that's going on. So do all the way down and all the way down on the other side, and then we will finish. We will look at our work. We will look at our finished piece together. So this is the finished product, and here we go. And this is what we have. Once I finished making my little picots, I just met my threads here at this little, and you can see where I burned down my thread. So this is what you should have, something similar to this. And it was pretty simple. It had, yes, it did have a few passes, but the good thing is you don't have to use a huge variety of beads, just some 11-ohs, 15-ohs, your little crystals, and your PieDuos. And then of course whatever clasp you're going to use. I also did one like this. This is the little component from an earring that I designed. And when I did this, see, the earring was like this. And the earring also has a drop. Obviously I didn't add the drop. I just made the little band, and I connected it. I started it off of this PieDuo. And I didn't decorate the outside of the first one, but I kind of like how it looks like this. So I left the outside of this one bare, and then I did the rest of the band like that. And then the last one I did the same thing, and I kind of like how that looks. Well, I do like how that looks. So you can do it like this, or you can add it to another to a component to do it this way like I did on this one. So however you decide to do it, it's going to look really pretty. It's going to lay flat. Okay, so remember how we started out and it looked kind of weird, and you're gonna end up with something really, really nice. And I'll try it on so you can see how it looks on. And whoa, I can't. Always on camera, I always have a hard time with my clasps. Okay, I can't get it on. I don't know why. But here, I'll do that. Okay? So anyway, that's how it looks. Really nice. So I hope you enjoy making this bracelet. However you decide to make it. I hope you enjoy making it. And thank you very much for watching.